Hey guys, it's Jordan. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about um Caitlyn Jenner, and I know that there are a lot of people in and outside the LGBT plus community that have very mixed views on her, but I just wanted to share some of my thoughts, and I am constantly thinking about this kind of stuff, so my views along the way could change, but this is what they are now. So I know that, um, you know, Caitlyn Jenner basically dropped a bombshell saying that she was transitioning and that she was coming out, and that she didn't really support transgender rights before this, or LGBT rights before this, but now she was going to. And then she transitioned really fast, and outside of the public's eye pretty much completely. And not only that, but she spent a massive amount of money, more than the average transgender person spends or can afford, because we're a minority. We're not necessarily have the funds to do more than the basic testosterone or estrogen, and then top surgery and bottom surgery, let alone all the other surgeries that Caitlyn Jenner had, which was shaving her Adam's apple, and then doing a bunch of stuff with her face, and then getting top stuff done. And, at first I was really angry about that, and I thought that was a misrepresentation of the, LGBT community specifically, for transgender individuals. And then I went back to a saying that is frequently said within our community, which is we all have our own transition, and some people decide to transition medically, some people decide not to transition medically, or they can't afford to transition medically, or for safety reasons, whatever it is. And Caitlyn Jenner happened to just have the money to be able to do that, and to be able to transition fast. She didn't transition that fast because she didn't feel comfortable coming out for 65 years. So her transition might feel fast to the rest of us, but for her, I think she's been waiting a long time. In the interview with Diane Sawyer, she was waiting, sounds like to me, since, she was a little kid. And so, fast is relative. And yeah, she may not be the best example for the average transgender person, but again, we all have our own journey. And the thing is, we all have to deal with different things. I can't really speak for her, but I know that she still has dysphoria. She's talked about it. I just saw the first episode of I Am Kate, I Am Kate, the other day, and I know that she still has dysphoria, that she struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts. And personally, for me, her voice is really low, and I know it's hard to make your voice go higher, especially when you're transitioning later in life, from male to female. But for me, I'd be very dysphoric about that. I'm already dysphoric about my voice, and I have the opportunity to, make my voice change, and she really doesn't. But I don't know if that's one of her points of dysphoria. But anyway, that's just, one thing that she could be dysphoric about. But the other thing is, she's had to deal with things that not all average transgender people or LGBT plus people have to deal with anyway. Like, she's a celebrity, and whether or not she chose to be a celebrity, she won the Olympics, and one of the reasons in her interview she gave for becoming an athlete was because she was trying to run away from her transition or run away from her feelings, and she thought working out and making herself fit the part of the masculine gender role would make her feel more masculine, and it ended up not. But that's one of the reasons that she worked so hard and was able to go where she, wanted to. And I mean, the Kardashians played a part in her fame as well. But I mean, she really didn't ask, to be a celebrity and then have to come out in front of not just her own family and friends that might be judgmental or not as accepting, but she had to come out to the entire world, basically, because she's known nationally for her winning the Olympics. And so that had to put pressure on her coming out, and how that was going to affect, how people saw her and all this stuff. And now if you look in the present day, after watching I Am Kate, if she wants to go somewhere, to be alone or to visit someone without having the paparazzi, she has to switch cars 3 times. I mean, that's insane. I don't have to switch cars 3 times. I'm glad I don't have to do that. But I don't have to, she has to do that. And, that's just hard. If you want time to yourself, but you don't want to just be stuck in your house, that's really hard. And you or I or the average person might not want to blend in as much as we do. We might want to have more of a voice for the transgender community, but we can't because we're just average people, whereas she does have the ability to, make her presence known and get a voice out there and help with opening the conversation, which she has done, whether it is for good or for bad. She's at least created conversation, but doesn't mean that you don't want time to yourself or time to help other people, but still have that private moment with them. And then she specifically said too, she feels the pressure of having to be the face of this movement, just because she is a celebrity, and it is what gets people's attention, and it is what gets things to change. And every so often there's the Leila Alcorn story or person that does something tragic that kind of wakes people up and says, oh, we need to change. But again, the average person doesn't get to do that on a daily basis. And so she's one of the first people that gets to do that. And it is a lot of pressure that not everyone has to deal with, whether that's something we want or not. And so it's just different. And again, I go back to everyone's transition is different. And we can't tell the public, oh, go off of Caitlyn Jenner's transition and apply that to everyone in the trans community or the LGBT community, whatever celebrity it is, because that's just not realistic. Everyone is different. And I'm going to throw out that I disagree that she was I know she wasn't the first person to transition. If I had my way, I'd say that everyone on YouTube and everyone who started blogs online and done whatever they've done online were the first people to really give the public a look into what it's like to transition. But unfortunately, a lot of cis people aren't gonna just go to YouTube and type in, oh, what's a transgender person feel like? So it does take someone like Caitlyn Jenner to open the door. But I do think that I don't credit her for being the first person to transition or the first person to make a difference. Because I think everyone has made a difference, just in different ways. And then, so that's really all I want to say about Caitlyn Jenner for now. I really respect her, and I think it was courageous of her to come out, and I'm not downplaying her, and I'm not dissing her. I know that some of the ways that she's been portrayed, like through the Vanity Fair cover and stuff, has just been how the media has portrayed her, and maybe not necessarily how she wants to be portrayed. because we all know the media twists things, and so it's not necessarily her fault how she's been portrayed completely, but whatever. And she has said she wants to open up like a fund to help other people in need of transitioning and give them funds. She wants to, raise awareness for the people that commit suicide and really bring that up to speed, because she doesn't think that anyone should have to die for this. It's not worth it. It really isn't. And so those are some good things about Caitlyn Jenner. The other thing I wanted to say is right now the media is and television is kind of exploding with all these LGBT shows, especially transgender shows. On ABC Family, first there was the Fosters, who introduced Cole, a transgender guy. It's not like he was in every episode, but it was still there. It was still a topic. So that was good. And then there was Becoming Us, with Carly, transitioning, as well as Ben's girlfriend's dad, now mom, transitioning to female. And then now on TLC there's I Am Jazz, with Jazz Jennings transitioning as we're seeing her as 14-year-old, transitioning to female, but she's transitioned since she was 3. And then there's also the I Am Cat, which we've talked about. There's been Degrassi with Adam, which was a long time ago, and then there's the famous Boys Don't Cry movie. But in general, the newest shows are like Becoming Us, I Am Cat, The Fosters, I Am Jazz, and then Glee, when they had Unique on there. And it's very weird. And that's my dog, sorry. Lily. It's very weird because I feel like the female to male population right now currently hasn't gotten much publicity, and neither has the gender fluid community, or non-binary, or the other parts of the LGBT umbrella. So I'm hoping that that'll change over time. But anyway, I will continue to talk about this as time goes on, and I hope you guys have a good day, and tell me your thoughts. Really, I want to hear. Comment below, and ask me questions on Twitter and email. I'll put them in the description below, and just let me know what you guys think.